that have put a lot of time, effort, energy, love into this program. And I end it with love because, for me anyways, that's really what has developed over the years with many of these boys, all of them truthfully. I enjoy being their wrestling coach, I enjoy being their mentor, but at this point in our lives together, I've really learned to love them, and who they are and who they've become as young men. You know, I was thinking about this class that's getting ready to graduate last night, and I have this image in my head of two 8-year-old little boys next to their brothers. One of the brothers is 6, and one of the brothers is about 10. And I realized I've spent a good part of my life coaching and mentoring these kids. And then it really hit home to me that I've had the opportunity to be in their lives for a good decade at this point. I was very fortunate to coach many of these kids when they were 6, 7, and 8 years old in our Junior Hornets wrestling program. I was fortunate enough to follow them into middle school, where I've been an assistant for several years, and watched them become awkward preteens, goofy as all get up. And don't get me wrong, most of them are still pretty goofy. And the last couple of years have been the most enjoyable, because I've watched them become young men of substance, and I'm really excited. Oh, gotcha. Appreciate that. Yeah, I was thinking about our crosstown rival Hornets. We're actually the Wolf Pack. Thanks, Tom. One of the many reasons I love Tucker Melby. He's quick with me, coach. It's actually, no. But all joking aside, really just what I wanted to say is I feel truly blessed to have been in these boys' lives for many of them for the past decade. And I'm really excited about not just the tough wrestlers they've become, the great students they've become, the great citizens they've become, but the overall package. These are really solid young men, and I feel good about the fact that they're getting ready to graduate, and they're going to go out and represent us well. So we're going to go ahead and get our senior nights going, but before we do, this is your guys' senior class, and then the rest of us give a round of applause, please. Senior for tonight. First senior in the graduating class of 2014 is Blake Hoyle. Blake has been estimated by his mother and his father for 3 and 10. Blake's biggest accomplishment is being accepted to Washington State University. We'd like to thank his parents for always being for them and supporting him. We'd also like to thank the coaches for making him a better wrestler and a better man. Blake Hoyle. Next graduating senior, Cruz Velasquez. He graduated tonight by his mother Brandy and his father Ramon. Biggest accomplishment is receiving the Outstanding Wrestler Award at the All SPSL Tournament this year. He'd like to thank his parents for supporting him even at his lowest while cutting weight. He'd like to thank Coach Higa for always teaching him new and crazy moves, for thanking Coach Kitchen for taking those weird and crazy moves and making them work, and also thanking Coach Feist for inspiring him to be a better wrestler, student, and a man. Cruz Velasquez. Next graduating senior, Todd Link. Todd's biggest accomplishment this year is being accepted to the U.S. Air Force Academy. Biggest wrestling memory, Austin Perry, one of the wrestlers from last year, his statement of, "Hey, I semi-run." Senior Todd Link. Next senior, Sam Schuster. Sam's being held by his parents, Eric and Melissa. His favorite wrestling memory, when Coach Kitchen got lost driving home from Tri-State and ended up in Cheney. When asked, "Why did you go to Cheney?" he said, "Everybody else was." Senior Sam Schuster.
Next graduating senior, Sean Owens.
Man, you just that
We would like to thank the coaches and the other wrestlers of Tahoma's program for an amazing, great season. Senior Sean Owens. Next senior, Justin Weeding. Justin would like to thank his parents, Jim and Sean Weeding. Former wrestling memory from the Tri-State and staying in the Moses Lake Hotel as we got snowed in. We'd like to thank the coaches and his parents for always being there with him and keeping him on his track for state. Senior Justin Weeding. Next senior, Tucker Melby. Biggest accomplishment, making the varsity lineup all 4 years and being a two-time state participant. He would like to thank his dad for always keeping him involved in the sport and getting him to every tournament and waking him up early. To Tanner, who isn't here, thanks for being the best wrestling partner and teammate he could ever ask for. Senior Tucker Melby. Next we have senior Aspen Seaver. He has provided his parents Mike and Jill. We'd like to thank the coaches for being there for him day and night, and also his parents for being very supportive and getting him to practices and tournaments. Senior Aspen Seaver. Next graduating senior, Cooper Thomas. His biggest accomplishment since joining wrestling has been losing 115 pounds, becoming the Cooper Thomas that we know today. We would like to thank the coaching staff and those wrestlers around him for making him a better wrestler and a better person. Senior Cooper Thomas. The next graduating senior, Ephraim Brown II. Favorite wrestling moment, winning the Olympic duels. He would like to thank the coaches and those other wrestlers on the Tahoma team for always being there for him and being part of this wrestling family. Senior Ephraim Brown II. Our last senior graduator, Aaron Vaughn.
Where is it?
After taking a year off, he thinks his biggest accomplishment is coming back and wrestling his senior year. Any advice to other fellow wrestlers? Always listen to your coaches. Senior Aaron Vaughn.